So hi, well, the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with,
Josh.
Tristan, and we're Magnolia Park.
and we're asking some questions today about their new single Tokyo. So congrats on that, by the way. How you guys feeling about the response to it so far?
Oh, we love it. Everything's been really good, and everything's been super positive.
Hell yeah,
Sure.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really glad the fans are receiving it in a positive fashion, since it's such like left field and totally new kind of like band thing, you know?
It is,
The hype.
Yeah.
definitely.
hmm The song rocked. It was fantastic.
Mhm.
So, is there any meaning behind the single name or cover art?
Yeah, I mean, when we wrote it, it's basically we wanted to tell like a love story, of like a fictional love story of like you're falling in love in Tokyo with someone, and like that feeling you get when like you first fall in love with someone. It's
Mhm.
like a super intense feeling, and the setting just happened to be Tokyo. We wrote that song like last minute before we went to the studio. Like literally, like we met with Vince, me, Josh, and Freddie, and it was like 3 a.m. when we finished the lyrics. Right, Josh?
It was about
So it was like it was like a really organic, really fun way to make a song. So I'm glad this one came out the way it did.
That's super sick. So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the single?
Oh man, the writing process was kind of different than what we normally do. I think it was you and Vincent who wrote the core instrumental of everything, and then Freddie and I came in and we kind of dove into it. Freddie added a little bit more than me and everyone writing lyrics together. Um, so I think this one was more of a collaborative effort than more of our other recent stuff that we've put out so far.
Mhm.
For sure.
So I would assume that you guys you went into the studio and worked on more than just this. So was the entire writing process more collaborative, or was just this song collaborative?
When we went into the studio at the audio compound with Andrew Wade
Okay.
and Andy Karpovic, and yeah, we actually had to cancel. We went in for one day, and then one of us tested positive for COVID, unfortunately.
Oh,
But so we had and our other member Vince, he's from Germany, so he flies in to go to studio. So he had to fly back, and we had to do it without him the rest of the time. So when we rescheduled the dates, it was just us and then like Vince on Zoom, and we were trying all these cool new things because we really wanted to try like add a lot of like hyper trap elements, like and like hip hop elements. At one point, the song had like gunshots in it.
Wow.
oh my God.
But yeah, it was a really fun process. Like we got an actual like Grammy award winning sax player from Fiverr
Ooh.
to play on our song. So the sax solo is so amazing.
That's sick.
It was really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, you mentioned that you have somebody who is in Germany. What was that kind of writing process like trying to incorporate them in? Was there any disconnect because they had to be on Zoom for the writing process?
Yeah, for sure. It was I mean sometimes like I would try like it's like I think it's 6 hours. What's the time difference, Josh?
Oof.
6 hours?
It's the-
Yeah. So sometimes when you call Vince, it's like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and he's like, I'm like, hey man, like, so what do you think about the sax solo? He's like,
I don't care, man.
You just woke me up.
yeah, you know.
hmm So, for this track, you guys actually have a feature with Christo from Bad Sons. What was it like working with him, and how did that happen?
it was pretty fun working with him, and it actually happened because of our label. Our
Okay.
label was like, you guys were just at their show with Angels and Airwaves. It would be kind of cool if you guys can link up and do this track together. And we were like, yes, we love Bad Sons. Let's do it. So, the track, and he loved the track, and he was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna work on it right now. And like he literally just started going off on it, and we loved it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
So did he write his part, or was it already written and he just sung?
He wrote his part.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he wrote his part. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I want each of you to pick your favorite lyric off this track and then tell us the meaning behind it.
Ooh. For me, it's the way we think and got the devil working night shifts. I think that's a very clever line. It's just like a little play on words of like, all right, if you're negative or something like that, or thinking like dirty or whatever, like, oh, that's like the work of the devil. That's what a lot of people would say.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, all right, cool, let's make it like it's a fun song. It's like it's kind of like a love song, so let's just make it be like super catchy, super fun. So Vince and I were like, what do we say here? I was like, well, we always have like something with demon or something in our lyrics. So we are like, all right, let's switch it up. And then we were just kind of playing on words. And then I think me and Vince came up with the way we think and got the devil working night shifts line. And I think that's one.
Yeah, I love that part. I think my favorite is like the first lyrics, like "Met her in the darkness." It's because like it just sets the tone of the song so well with like the way the instrumental's going. Like, I really wanted to set out making like a modern Joy Division song. I don't know if you guys listen to Joy Division, but
Heard of them.
so I wanted it to like they're super emotional with the way they portray like the lyrics and everything. So I really love the way that comes in. And shouts out to Josh's part, his high note in the bridge. The way that was recorded was super awesome. I love that part too. Yeah.
It on record yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this track?
I know for me personally, I was kind of like, all right, cool. If I were to be in a position where I'm meeting this person at night, we're having a good time and we want to set the mood right, I want to make sure that I'm in that kind of mode, especially for this song. I was like, all right, so what would I do? What would I say? How could this be something so captivating that the night can continue? That's kind of like how my head was wrapping around the entire song.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. Yeah. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to the single for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Is it a workout track, a party track? What do you personally recommend?
I think definitely in the car with friends, just like at night specifically. Mm-hmm. Like you're just going crazy. This is the turn up song for sure.
Yeah. It's a good late night drive song for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Fits right in with the vibe of the music video too.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a really cool cyberpunk aesthetic.
Yeah.
Sure. So this one should be super, super quick. Off the top of your heads, I want you to describe this single for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, no more, no less.
Oh.
Cyberpunk anime.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. All right. I can't say that now. I would say poppy vibe and energy, I would say.
Ooh. Yeah,
that's good.
Both good.
Yeah. So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want your listeners to have while going through the track?
I wouldn't say like a certain. I would just say like because the song gives off like so much different types of vibes and emotions. I would just you can listen to it like if you're feeling down, happy, sad, or like if you're in your friends' car, like just experiencing the song would be like enough for us, you know. Yeah. Someone listening to this would be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So what band or artist influence do you think you could hear the most on this track, if any?
The Weeknd-ish. I would more or Joy Division, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Voice of On, Joy Division, Little Charlie Puth, I guess. Like,
is Trippie Redd an influence? Sorry to cut you off, Shane. Is Trippie Redd an influence? Because the intro reminds me of him so much. And I thought it was either Lil Uzi or Playboi Carti. I thought it was Pissy Pamper for a second, if you know that song. But
I was like, so when we were doing the song, we were listening to Mr. Rage at the time, and we're like, yo, let's do this for our fire. And Tristan actually came up with the idea of being like, all right, let's do it. Let's flip this beat. And we're like, all right, bet, let's go. And I'm glad that we did. That's fire. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite part. It caught my ear like immediately, and I was like, "Oh, I know this track is gonna be good," and it just got better and better. But I couldn't stop thinking about it because we spoke about it on our podcast last night, and the entire time I was like, "I don't know if it's Playboi Carti or Lil Uzi." And then right as you joined the call, I was like, "Oh my god, it's Trippie Redd!" So then I just had to ask.
Yeah. There's a lot of like, I don't know if you guys listen to Hypertrap, but like SSG Kobe and Sofago. Mostly that one song by SSG Kobe, MIA. That was like the vibe I told Vince, like, make that synth sound like this. So yeah, we love all that stuff. We just wanted to like be like a band's hasn't done that yet. We were hoping Bring Me the Horizon didn't release a hyper trap song before we did, so thank God Ollie and Jordan didn't.
At least 4 right now.
Yeah.
So you guys recently finished up a tour with Mayday Parade. It was your first US tour. What did you guys learn on that run that you kind of bring into future runs?
Ooh. The benefit of per diems.
Yeah.
That's all per diems.
Yeah.
Definitely how to be professional and like things like showing up on time, make sure you put on a good show, make sure your gear's ready. Mayday Parade and Real Friends were so like kind to us because we're still a really like new band. We're like 2-3 years into this, so this is our first tour. So they were so kind enough to teach us like the ins and outs of touring, like how we should do merch, stuff like that. They're really nice, awesome people.
They really turned into a well-oiled machine really fast.
Yeah.
Like you said, first US tour, and then the next tour you guys are going on is with Simple Plan and Sum 41. So you guys are playing massive stages right out of the gate. Like, how do you deal with that pressure?
I
take
it on. Yeah.
Sorry.
Like we just we know that we have to put on the show, even though we're opening. So we I tell everyone as we get on the stage, like majority of the times, they're like, "Look, we're the opener, so we have to make sure you guys are ready." That's our job. Is our job is to get you guys ready for the next artist. So I think playing these shows, playing these like amphitheaters and stuff like that, it's super dope because we get to experience everything that we kind of dreamed of in one sitting. And then it's also nerve-wracking because we're like, wow, we're actually doing this so fast. Like I remember playing small pubs and clubs in Orlando to like now it's like 4 pubs can fit into this one arena. So I'm like, this is super weird.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm so happy for you guys. You guys deserve it so much. Your music rocks. I'm a fan.
Thank you.
So yeah, good job.
Appreciate it.
We're
super grateful.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. You're going in. What is your snack of choice?
Ooh. Can I give Freddy's? Because Freddy's is really funny.
Sure.
It's always hilarious. He's our other guitarist and songwriter in the band. I'm gonna give his because it's always Velveeta mac and cheese. He finds it every time. Yeah. It's super weird.
Like they just have it made like at a gas station, or is it like eating the dry pasta?
He hasn't gone down.
Yeah, we didn't question it. We just we looked at him and we're just like, got you, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I think for me, I'll probably get like Twizzlers, like a soda or something, or probably like beef jerky.
That's good.
That's good taste. Are you like a teriyaki or black pepper beef jerky?
So I'm a teriyaki fan only because black pepper reminds me of a very bad hot sauce incident. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just keep it real. stick with the teriyaki.
What happened with hot sauce? I'd like to unpack that if that's all right with you.
So I ate the world's hottest hot sauce. It's 9 million Scoville. I ate it with Chipotle, and I ate it. As soon as it touched my tongue, my whole mind went completely blank, and I was like, so an hour goes by, and next thing you know, my stomach is like trying to rip out of me. I'm like, all right, this is bad. I have to go to the bathroom. Try to go to the bathroom. Nothing came out, and I was like, all right, it's stuck. Therefore, die. So I get out of the bathroom, and like immediately I couldn't breathe. Like I had shortness of breath. I could barely speak. And Jared's walking out, and he's like, "You're okay?" And the only thing I could say is hospital. It's like, yeah. Like, so he's trying to ask me questions, and I'm like, hospital. That's the only thing I can say right now. So he takes, and he comes in to get the guys, because I think I messaged the guys like, "Hey guys, I'm not okay." He did. Go outside, I sit down. He comes back, he's like, "Hey, did you pour water on yourself?" I was like, "No," because around me, giant puddle. Like my whole body sweat everything out. It was like kept going. And when the fire rescue got there, they're like, "Oh, you ate hot sauce, didn't you?" I was like, "I guess." Like, how do you know? And they called off the ambulance. They're like, "Here's some Pepto-Bismol. I have a milkshake. You'll be good." I was just like, never again will I ever eat this amount of hot sauce ever again.
Holy shit.
Before that, he was always super like, "I'm going to try every hot sauce." Because at the audio compound where we do recording, Andrew has a bunch of different hot sauces. So he did the paste. He didn't do actual like hot sauce, and he just mixed it in. And Andrew, the funniest part was Andrew on the phone calling the lawyer, like, am I gonna, like, he looks like he's gonna die.
I had to like keep myself awake. It was like really bad. I was pale. Like it was not a fun time.
No. Oh my God. It's also crazy that the fireman knew what happened. It was like, "Oh, hot sauce? Oh, okay." Like that's a normal thing that just happens daily.
Because that was around the same time that the Pocky chips came out. So a lot of people were eating the one chip challenge and doing all of that. But I had to take it a step further and do the world's hottest hot sauce. And never again will I do that.
Wow.
No.
Oh.
All
I'm
right.
glad you survived.
Oh yeah. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Ramen.
Okay. All right.
Because we eat a lot of ramen together.
Yeah.
All the time.
You could put so much things in ramen and it'll still be ramen. I think like that says a lot about our music taste as well. It's like we're pop punk to our core, but we add so much stuff in it that people are like, "Is it still pop punk?" I'm like, "Yes, it's still pop punk, but we're just doing our own spin on it." So yeah, definitely.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
That works. So for these last couple questions, we're going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you guys.
All right.
Sick. So we're actually going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
With a drink. Mine, it would probably have to be either my sister or my aunt's cooking. Like the mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes, Asian style wings, and probably sweet Moscato.
That's good. Yeah. Moscato's good. Sweet Moscato's good. I'll give that to you.
Yeah. My dad makes awesome lasagna. I think I'll probably do like, I'll just eat it all, like the whole like pan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then probably some water. I really like water for some reason. So
water's good.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you feel about carbonated water? You a lover or a hater?
I love it.
It depends. Joe, our drummer, hates it. Like he gets pissed off when it's around.
Oh my God.
No. Fuck that.
As you shouldn't. Carbonated water is better than regular water, in my humble opinion.
Drinker, so I have to do on that one.
Thank you.
So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
One fictional world.
Yes.
Either Konoha, what's the hidden leaf in Naruto, or the town in Soul Eater. I would say it would be pretty cool.
You took both of mine, bro. What am I supposed to say now?
You guys can have the same answer for this one.
Exactly. Yeah, you guys
All
can
right.
go together.
Same answer. I guess we're chilling together, Josh, and those.
In the leaf.
All right.
Perfect. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Mine's blue. I'm kind of basic.
Mine's red.
Solid colors, guys.
Perfect.
Hell
Good
yeah.
colors. Mm-hmm.
So as Glaze said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Big
shout out to the rest of the band, and our producers, Andrew, Andy, and Matt. Thank you for all your guidance and stuff, and shouts out to our label, and thank you guys for having us on the podcast. It means a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Also, shout out to a couple friend bands because we love doing that every time we do something. Brave Weather 408, Ivy Paint, and Loner for me. So yeah, shout out these guys. They're all awesome.
Hell yeah. All
Okay.
right. Well, thank you for now. This guys have been Magnolia Park, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.